So I'm seeing someone used a conflict here to purposely create distance between you. And the reason for this is because I feel that you were asking this person for something that they were not able to provide for you, but they didn't want to admit that themselves, or they didn't want to admit that they weren't ready, or they didn't want to admit that they were still figuring themselves out, figuring their life out. Okay. And so now I see that there has been emotional distance between you and this person, and perhaps even physical distance as well. Maybe it's been a while since you've actually talked to this person or seen this person. And I do feel like now this person is feeling lonely, but there's this recognition of, well, this is my own doing. I took this conflict and I made it something way bigger. And now I don't know if this person will forgive me, this person being you. I don't know if this person even wants to hear from me again. And I feel like right now they're in this in-between state within themselves, asking, should I reach out? Should I apologize? Should I make this right? And this card talks about someone coming back, right? And it says, expect to hear from them soon. But when I was shuffling the deck, it came out sideways. And so, again, this is representing that in-between energy of them still figuring out if that's even a good idea. And so, for some of you, it is possible that you will hear from this person soon. And for others of you, it's also possible that this person will continue to feel lonely and have to sit in this mess that they've made because they don't have the courage to fix it, or they just don't feel that it's worth it for whatever reason. But I do feel like you have your side of the way things went, and this person has their side of the way things went. So I do want to see what it is you think they know and feel versus what they're actually feeling and what they actually know, or what they're actually admitting to themselves about the situation. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to pull some cards for your side, and I'm going to pull some cards for their side using several different decks here. So let's start with you. What do you think they know or feel? Okay, so here we have marriage, but it came out in the reversed. So I feel that you believe this person knows, or now knows, that they do have commitment issues, and that could have been a real reason for them wanting to create this distance between you in order to protect themselves from being hurt, but also to protect themselves from hurting you, especially if they felt that they weren't able to provide this for you. Let's see what else. But it does feel like you think they're aware of their commitment issues. But you also feel that this person does want to come in and that they do want to talk to you. There's something here about them wanting to feel that way again. So it could be that you saw a certain side of them that they may not readily show to others. But I'm also getting this message that you also were seeing a lot more because you are very intuitive and you could see through to this person's potential. But as far as this person actually having been vulnerable and open and honest, I don't feel that that was the case. And you also feel like this person does want to give this a second chance, or they have this idea on their mind of seeing if there's an opportunity to come in. But you also feel like unhealed wounds are serving as obstacles for this second chance, or for this apology, or for this person to come back. Now let's see their side. This is what they know and what they feel. This is what they're aware of. Okay, so here we have new love. So it could be that this person knows that if they don't step up to the plate, you are going to move on to someone else and align with someone else. And this could even be this awareness that this person does know you've been exploring new connections or that you have moved on to a new connection. They feel that it's inevitable, regardless if they step up to the plate or not, that you are going to find love, that you are not going to be lonely forever. And I honestly feel like they see you as a person who loneliness doesn't scare you, So I do feel like you are someone who protects your energy. You have learned how to protect your energy from giving it away so freely to people who don't deserve you. And I feel like this person, they really tend to focus on the things that they feel that they can control. And I feel like something that's been very important to this person is their work and their finances, getting things in order in those areas of their life. And they're also viewing this distance between you as the timing just wasn't right. They're blaming timing, but I also feel like they're blaming themselves, okay? Because here we have, I know I messed everything up. And even I'm getting that this person could have made it seem like letting you go was very easy, like it was the easiest thing they could do. And that after the fact, they didn't even think about you. They didn't even worry about this anymore. But that just isn't the truth, and it isn't the case. Because here we have, you don't know how hard it was to let you go, okay? And I feel with this card at the bottom, this is this person acknowledging, like, yes, I do have some addictions or bad habits that I let interfere with my actions and with this connection. And they're so aware that you don't deserve that and you didn't deserve that. And so that could be another reason why this person feels like they're protecting you by staying away from you. Okay. But let's see what else wants to come through. And this is how the reading is going to continue. I'm going to continue looking at your side, but also at their side as well. Let's see what wants to come out on your side regarding this person. Okay, so I feel that you've seen this connection with this person as something bittersweet. I'm sure there are many beautiful moments, life-changing moments that you could look back on with this person. And it could be that on some level, this person has helped you, whether directly or indirectly, awaken to a better version of yourself, to a version of yourself that is more strong, that isn't afraid to set boundaries, that has high standards. But there's also a bit of a bitterness here because it's like, why did I have to go through this? Though on a deeper level, you do understand why. And I'm seeing that even if at a certain point in time, especially after the falling out here, you felt more of that bitterness, I feel like as time has passed, you've come to realize and understand a lot of things here. And it's very possible that you've been able to see a lot of things more clearly. For example, what was your attachment style during this situation? In what ways were you abandoning yourself? In what ways were you giving more to this person and they weren't giving equally? And looking at this chocolate bar, you do see a piece has come off. And it could be this feeling that a piece of this person has stuck with you. A piece of you has stuck with this person. And I feel like that's what you think. You think that a piece of you has stuck with this person, regardless of what has happened. But at the same time, you likely feel like this isn't a person who has done a lot of reflection, or you feel like this person could still be someone who tends to handle things in a surface level way, or they tend to entertain things that are more on the surface. Because here we have great depths, but it came out in reverse. So you could feel like this person hasn't explored the great depths of themselves, or the great depths of the opportunities of the love available to them. And you could be in this place where maybe you're admitting to yourself, okay, yes, the connection I felt with this person was real, but it is possible that despite it being real, this person isn't able to show up for me. And, I can't keep waiting for that day when they will. And so this card says mistaken identity. So this is giving an energy of like a false flame. Like I thought this was going to be my everything, but it just turned out that it didn't give me much in a physical sense. It didn't give you that devotion that you were hoping for from this person. But there's also this understanding that if this person won't, that doesn't mean someone else won't. That doesn't mean history will repeat itself or a new person will act in the same manner. Being unable to choose you, being unable to develop a deep bond with you and dive in. Let's see what wants to come out on this other person's side. Fear. I mean, could we get a better representation of this person? They allowed their fear to be bigger than them, to create so much conflict within themselves that it created a complete conflict in this connection. And they allowed that fear to keep them isolated. You showed up as like this wonderful opportunity, an opportunity that the universe was saying, hey, this is your chance to change. This is your chance to grow. This is your chance to experience all that you've thought you could. And it asked, are you ready? And they weren't. And they know this. I feel that this person knows they let their fear be bigger. There's something here about a hidden agenda. What does this hidden agenda have to do with? Confusion, all according to plan. So, I feel that this represents you and this person, but it also represents God and the universe and their hand in this, fate's hand in this. And so it could be that when you and this person aligned, it was this feeling of, wow, this is everything I could ever want. It has everything that I ever want. It makes me feel like nothing ever has before. And I feel that this is a part of my destiny. I feel that this is everything I've manifested come to life in a single person. But once your actions didn't align with what this other person wanted, and once their actions didn't align with what you wanted, that's when the both of you started to be confused. And I'm hearing that that was actually a part of the plan. Okay, that was a part of God's plan. That was the universe's hidden agenda. You were both going to feel this strong magnetism to one another. You were both meant to feel this love for one another, but ultimately it was the greatest catalyst. This confusion that you had to sit in about this person's actions pushed you into self-love, pushed you into self-worth. It forced you to choose yourself because you couldn't beg for crumbs from this person. And this confusion for this person, it led to them saying, okay, well, my actions have caused this. My avoidance has caused this. And so ultimately, this person was meant to see, okay, these patterns are not serving me. These patterns are not bringing me love. These patterns are not bringing me abundance. These patterns are not keeping me safe anymore from being hurt, because I'm still getting hurt anyways, and it's due to my own actions. Let's see what else wants to come through. How are you viewing things right now? Okay. Wow, this is so loud. So here we have maybe leaning towards no, and also union and in sync. So I do feel like at one point you had so much faith that this would be you and this person, right? That you would come into union and be in sync and be able to work in perfect rhythm with one another. But because you haven't felt seen or heard or valued or respected and cherished by this person, now it's like, okay, that maybe feels like it's more so leaning into a no. And it's really because this person hasn't been present with you. They may have been present in your mind, they may have been present in your soul, but body to body, they haven't been. And though I don't feel like you've completely given up your faith for this person to change and meet you here, you're no longer betting on it. And I don't feel like it's something that you are desperate for, or it's something that you need. I feel that you're more so in this state of like, okay, well, I can forgive this person and I can take the lessons away from this connection, but I'm not going to abandon myself anymore for the sake of it. And I'm not gonna put my life on pause for the sake of it either. And though you might have experienced some painful things in this situation, you're now able to see these changes were necessary for my growth, for both of us. And I see now that all of these things were pushing me to be better and to do better because I deserve better. And you also could feel like, because this person might have had their life all planned out before meeting you, they were focusing on their 5-year plan, you could feel like this person pushed you away due to those reasons as well. And you could feel that they didn't know how to rearrange their life for you, and that they didn't know how to compromise. There's something here about Virgo energy, so Virgo could be significant. I feel like this person was overly critical of you and of your actions, but I want you to know, and possibly even judgmental, but I want you to know it's because they are judgmental of themselves and they are overly critical of themselves. And that could, on some level, be a reflection of you. So if that resonates, that might be something to sit with. Okay, let's see this person's side now. Well, yeah, they're aware that they have free will in this connection. And here we have courage and chaser. I feel like this is this person asking themselves, okay, I'm not bound to you. I'm not bound to this person. I'm not bound to this connection. I have complete free will here, right? So what am I going to do with this free will? What am I going to do with this capacity to make a decision here without constraints from others? And so because Chaser has come out and Courage, this could be this person recognizing, okay, I did push this person away, and it could have been something I did, it could have been something I said, and I want to make it right. With Courage here, it's this feeling of this person not caring what it takes or how long it takes. They want to return regardless. Now, I will say, though they have this desire, doesn't mean they will act on this desire. It really just depends on what they're going to do with their own free will. I feel like if this person does choose to come back and pursue you, it's going to take a lot of courage on their part. Then we have runner as well. Okay, so chaser and runner came out for this person's side. And what did I say earlier? They're in this in-between energy. They haven't made a decision, okay? There's something here about the autumn, fall, so September 22nd through December 21st. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, well, obviously that's a different season, but there's something significant about that. It could be that during that time, this person will have made a decision and you will have clarity about that decision, whether it's they're going to continue running or they're going to pursue something here. But I feel like this person is well aware that for a long time, they disregarded their own feelings and they knowingly just went along with other people's plans and ideas without really thinking about what they wanted, what they want to experience. And I feel like they really followed blindly to what everyone else was telling them to do. And it could have even been that certain people told them that this connection wasn't worth pursuing or that it wasn't real and that it was just a waste of time. But I feel like this person now knows that that was untrue. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get you one final message to close out this reading. Can I get one final message for this beautiful viewer here? Boundaries. Your angels couldn't be more louder, your guides, whatever you call it. They couldn't be more loud. Regardless of what this person decides to do, those boundaries that you've learned how to cultivate, those boundaries that you've learned how to stand firm on, they're going to need to stay in place, regardless of what you think or feel about this person. And on this card, you see several different potions. One says protection, one says self-love, one says purity, and one says boundaries. These are all the things that you need to be pouring into yourself so that they can show up in your external actions. Okay, so I'm going to read you a little bit from the guidebook here. So it says, when Saul comes into a reading, it is because you require protection and need to take steps to establish stronger boundaries. It is your responsibility to teach others how to respect your needs. You may hope others will intuitively know how to treat you, but remember that every being is experiencing their own hardships, lessons, and triggers. They may have blocks that prevent them from instinctively recognizing boundaries that seem obvious to you. This is not an excuse to treat you poorly, but it is reason enough for you to speak up and communicate your needs rather than expecting someone to guess. And of course, this is important. There are people who will push your boundaries to a breaking point. Some may even be doing it intentionally. Standing firm lets them know that while they may push, you will not break. Okay? So that is what I have for you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. I hope that it found who it meant to. I know that it did. If you would like to book a private tarot and oracle reading, you can go ahead and visit the link down below to my website. If you would like to book an attachment style reading, you could also find that link down below in my website. Other than that, I will see you all in the next reading.